Hello to all! Welcome to a new video. I hope you are good and healthy and you are looking forward to come to Spain. Today I'm going to talk about the banks in Spain, but not the banks in general. Let's go to practical things, like should I need a bank account in Spain? How much are the costs of keeping a bank account in Spain? If I get a mortgage or finance from a bank, who pays the cost involved? And different topics and questions that some clients ask us, and they get a bit surprised, yeah? Because I tell you, banks in Spain can be a little bit tough regarding commissions and costs, so you must know well how they work. The first question is, do I need a bank account in Spain? And the answer is, it depends. Yeah? If you own a property in Spain, if you buy a property in Spain, I recommend you to have a bank account in Spain, where all the regular costs of the apartment or of the house are charged and paid. For example, you will have to pay electricity, water, community of owners fees, and different internet. So those costs, it's easier to get paid through your bank account. But you don't need it if you want. You can use your bank account in your country. Because now, as you know, the bank's account are under the system where you have an IBAN, which is that system that works in all countries, at least in Europe. And you can use that IBAN to inform the different suppliers, like the electricity company, the water company, that they must charge their invoices in your account in your country. What I was saying is that you can keep all the cost charged into your account in your country. But if we talk about a country out of the Euro, for example, Sweden, you need to open a bank account in euros so that these automatic charges work well from companies located in Spain to your account in your country. So make sure that the bank account that you have in your country is in euros. When you choose the bank, for me the most important thing is that they have a good online banking service, because I think you will never visit the branch, you will never visit the bank, because the normal use of that account will be very simple. It will be that you have to have money available in the account, and all these costs will be paid automatically by a standing order. So if you don't speak Spanish, of course you should choose a bank or an office where they speak English or they speak your language. You will find many banks, especially, or some banks specialized on foreign clients, that they have people working in their branches along the coast in Spain, especially here in Costa del Sol, where they have staff speaking different languages, from German to French to Swedish to Dutch. So you find staff speaking different languages. So that's important, because you speak to the person that speaks your own language, and that facilitates the communication. But in my opinion, the most important thing is a good online banking. Why? Because you will use always online banking. Most of the banks have a very good online banking service in Spain. Most of the websites are translated into English, so that you can access in English, or in some banks they have your own language. And now, you know, we use the bank online in our phone, yeah, so that they have a good app that you can download and use it. So that is, in my opinion, the most important thing. Well, once you decide to have a bank account in Spain, you must know that the bank charges in Spain are expensive. And I am very against those costs. I argue with my bank very often, and I think they're very unfair. I can tell you that I used to work for Deutsche Bank 3 years, so I know a little bit of the banking system, and the costs are high. There are costs to maintain the account, and some banks can vary from, I don't know, 40 euros to up to 100 euros per year. Sometimes they charge you because you have a credit card or a debit card. Sometimes they charge you, which is very important, if for any reason there is no enough money in your account and an invoice is coming and suddenly the balance is minus, the charge is very high. So all these costs are a little bit annoying because why are they so high? I cannot tell you an average, they vary from bank to bank, but when you open a bank account, make sure to ask very clear what the costs are. Okay, what I will pay every year for keeping an account, what I will pay if I order a transfer, what I pay if my account is overdrafted. So make sure that you know those costs, because again, to say it will not be amazingly high, but they are high for a normal bank in my opinion. Can I avoid those costs? And yes, you can. If you work in Spain and you get your salary paid in Spain, most of the banks offer bank accounts with zero commissions, with no commissions. If your salary, your nomina, as we say in Spain, is paid into your bank account and you settle a standing order for the different costs you have. In most of the cases, those commissions will be either zero or very low. But what happens if I don't work in Spain? I am just a person, a foreign person, owning a property here in Costa del Sol. In that case, most banks offer special accounts if you keep a level, a balance over a minimum established level that the bank consider that is enough. So ask that also clearly. What can I do to avoid those costs? And in your case, in case that you don't work in Spain, you just own a property, it is by having a minimum level of money or balance in your account every month. This is the way to avoid this cost, this regular cost, because it's going to say, now we're talking about the regular cost, which is the bank charge to keep a bank account, to order a bank transfer, or to have a debit card. These are the regular costs that sometimes many clients get surprised because they are high if they compare to their country. Good. So far we have talked just in case you keep a normal bank account. But what happens if I apply for a loan, a mortgage in Spain? Because it's interesting for me to finance my purchase here in Spain. In that case, you must know that there are different costs involved that you should pay in case that you borrow the money from the bank, but there are other costs that many banks try you to pay that you are not committed to pay. Well, if you ask for a loan in Spain, the main cost that you will have regarding banks is let's say the starting commission of the loan. In most cases goes up to 1% of the money you ask for. Then there is another cost that corresponds to you, is the cost for valuation of the property. The bank will send a surveyor to the property and make an official valuation that will fix the warranty, the value of the house. That cost will be paid by you. But then, let's say the formalization of the loan in Spain, the mortgage, is done also at a public notary, the same office or the same place where you sign the purchase title deed. Yeah? And since 2 years ago, the government issued a new law that forced banks to pay those costs. So, if you get a loan from a bank in Spain, the cost regarding the notary, the property registry, and the stamped duty tax, which is the tax applicable on this transaction. All these three costs must be paid by the bank. So by law, you should not pay them. It must be paid by the bank. That was a big thing in Spain a couple of years ago, because many banks, of course, didn't agree on that. But from 2019, the client who applies for a loan or asks for a loan will not be responsible of those costs. What else? When you negotiate the conditions with a bank, I think all the banks try the client to pay two different insurances. One is the home insurance and one is a life insurance. The home insurance is the insurance that you always contract when you own a property, regarding the property, that you can maybe have a water leak and you have a problem with your neighbor. That home insurance that we all have in our house. And the life insurance is a warranty for the bank that in case of death, the insurance company will cover the pending amount of the loan. Yeah. This is the two insurances. Are you committed? Are you obliged to have those insurances? No. They cannot force you. They can try to negotiate with you, and they can say, okay, if you contract with us the home insurance and the life insurance, we give you a lower interest rate to pay. They do that. But you cannot feel that that you have to contract the home insurance and the life insurance with the bank. You can do it with another company, and maybe they ask you to show that the insurances are contracted, but you can do it with your insurance company that you wish. Only that the home insurance must have a special condition that in case of big problem, the loan will be repaid by an insurance company. But if a bank tells you that you have to pay those insurance, negotiate with them. Just try to get a lower rate that compensate that you need to make the insurance with them, and be sure that you are not obliged to pay or to contract those insurances through the bank. Okay, so I hope this information has been clear and practical for you. So remember, I recommend you to have a bank account in Spain. It makes a bit easier than keeping all the cost charge in your account in your country. But once you contract, or once you decide which bank, based on what I said, that they speak a good English, especially that they have a good banking, online banking, make sure about the cost that you have. This is very important, that they confirm you, okay, these are the costs that I will have, and you understand what the costs are, and you will feel at least relief, yeah, of not finding surprises. Good, so keep safe, keep healthy and happy, and I hope you have liked this video, and hope to see you very soon again. Bye bye!